Thinking about the challenges that we have driving diversity in companies, the biggest problem is that it's not one problem. There are issues coming into recruitment side of things, how you maintain people. There are issues around how we progress people through a company. So how do we actually manage marking if someone is doing their job, how we define if people are doing their job well. So all of these things play a part as far as, are we encouraging workplaces which allow people from diverse backgrounds to thrive? And it's really around getting the best out of the people who you hire, making sure that they have a great environment to work in, but also just making sure that you are allowing yourselves also to be changed by that diversity coming in. So it's not just about saying these are the people that we specifically want, but allowing your culture to be kept up to date as well as those changes come in with those people as well. I think the biggest thing that makes a difference as far as companies is just getting started. So none of our companies are good at this. It's a big challenge for everyone. It's not something that can be solved overnight. So it really is around just saying, let's take that first step. Let's do that with others who are actually going along that journey as well, so we can learn from our peers, learn from other companies who have the same challenges, and trial things and see what works and continue to iterate and improve things as we go on as well. It isn't a mission which can be finished in one go, and I would say that it's something which will never stop as far as a company develops, but it is important to actually just start that journey and say, what are the different things that we can do? Some of the things that we support companies with. How do you do your recruitment? Are you looking at the right types of people? Are you defining your job roles in the right way? And then when it comes to actually having those people in the companies, are you providing a supportive environment for them and allowing not just the people, let's say the women who are coming into your companies, but the men as well, to actually thrive in those environments and take advantage of the benefits that actually having a diverse workplace can offer you. The finance industry is a really interesting one for me. So one of my previous companies I used to work at was, for example, PwC. So looking at finance from a slightly different side of things. So how do we support with financial services? A lot of my clients there were banks. So again, how do we process money? How do we deal with people's investments? How do we provide financial services to companies? And all of these things are going through huge changes as far as technology. It is the single biggest industry which comes to us. And when I look at those businesses, these really are tech businesses. These aren't just finance businesses. It happens to be that financial services are their product, but the underlying foundations of those businesses are technology. So all of the changes which are kind of driving the industry around, whether it's how do we make things quicker, faster, how do we automate things, how do we make things better for our clients, how do we provide better services, whether it's through apps, whether it's through web services, or even in some cases turning some of those financial services on their heads and rethinking how we offer a customer proposition. Technology has a huge role to play in that. And I think certainly from the clients that we're speaking to, all of them, tech is front and center of their businesses, and it's really driving a huge amount of change. And for those businesses as well, not only how they deal with customers, but then how they look at their workforces, how they resource those workforces, what types of skills do they need within those businesses. All of those things come into play as technology starts to bed in as well. I think when you're, as a business, if you're looking at why should you embrace technology, the simple fact is it is what you will need to deliver a service which your clients want. So whether those are B2B services, B2C services, whatever you are delivering, all of our companies are tech business these days. And as customers, we expect those services to be delivered in a way which is efficient, which can be plugged into other systems, and where we can take, to a certain extent, control over how we manage our financial services. So not only from the public point of view, but as B2B clients, as companies being served by other companies as well. So for those companies who are looking at, why should you do this? The reality is that unless you are doing it, you are in a landscape where your competitors have a huge advantage over you. And especially in this landscape which is opening up as far as people are being encouraged to consider how they can switch from financial providers. That's being made easier through legislation. Unless you can provide something which is fit for purpose, people will take their business elsewhere, and they will do so quickly. as far as advice that I would give to young people coming into, whether it's technology or any industry these days, the biggest thing I would say as far as going into your career is that as someone who lives in the UK, who is fortunate to live in an environment which offers education, access to jobs, and I do consider myself fortunate to be able to take advantage of those. To see that as an amazing opportunity, and to see all of those opportunities as things which are open to them, and not to feel that you are trapped by your circumstance. If you're not happy with how things are, or if you feel that you want to do more in a different way, seek out people who can help and support you. There are lots of organisations like ourselves and others who can help people to find their way in the world. And hopefully, if we're spending more time with our work than anything else in our lives, we can help people to actually find some really exciting careers which inspire them and get them excited, and help them to actually make an impact in the world as well.